What's up, guys? Today we're coming at you with a Odd Eyes Guardragon deck profile. This is a very unique deck and I kind of like it a lot. It can really do some really nutty plays and it's something that you're not typically used to with your Odd Eyes, but it's very useful and can be really setting up some crazy boards that can really throw your opponent off. So let's jump into the deck profile. Let's see what we're coming at you with. We're running 3 of the Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon. This is the main dragon you want to see. You want to be able to get Arc Pendulum in hand as fast as possible for this deck to be able to set up a lot of your plays. Once he's in the pin scale, if one of your Odd Eyes cards is destroyed, be able to allow you to special summon one of your Odd Eyes is very, very useful. We're running 3 of the OG original Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. This guy is very useful for being a searcher when he's destroyed at the end phase in your pin scale. Also, too, to be able to do that double damage on your opponent when it lands damage is very useful. Very, very useful. We're running 2 of the Odd Eyes Phantom Dragon. This guy is good for doing that big, massive hit damage. Also, too, he has a little bit of burn damage, too. If you have Odd Eyes monsters in your pin scale, he gets to deal that damage extra. Could be very useful for landing extra damage that you need to really knock your opponent out. I'm still running the 3 Odd Eyes Persona. To me, Odd Eyes Persona is very useful to be able to shut down your opponent's extra deck spots. It's very useful to be able to negate those monsters. It's not a once per turn, it's once per monster. So yes, you got to remember that. So if you got 2 of these on board, you can use one to negate and then use the other to negate another extra deck monster effect. So that's very useful, and that's the reason why I like him so much. Also, too, he's a 1 scale. We're also running 2 of the Odd Eyes Mirage Dragon. Odd Eyes Mirage Dragon, in my opinion, is one of the best Odd Eyes there is, and the reason why I say that, it's not for his attack power, but it's for his ability to be able to, if you have Odd Eyes that's destroyed, to be able to put that Odd Eyes from the extra deck into your pin scale, and then usually you're going to use your Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, let him blow up and get a search. Also, too, the fact that he protects your Odd Eyes cards from destruction is very useful too, and that's the reason why I really like him. We're also running the 1 Performer Power Odd Eyes Dissolver and the 1 Performer Power Odd Eyes Synchron. These 2 are very, very useful for going into your fusion plays and into your synchro plays. This guy, I like him a lot because what he does is when he's normal summoned, he's going to allow you to special summon him back, and that's going to give you an extra blanket of protection and helps you go into some pretty crazy nutty plays. Odd Eyes Dissolver is going to help you be able to get your fusions off, and also too, he's almost like a hand trap. If your pendulum monsters are being attacked or in the battle phase, you'll be able to special summon him from hand. It's very useful. We're still running the Supreme King package, so we're running the 3 Chronograph and the 1 Time Gazer Magician. This is just to be able to start up your engine, to be able to get this pop, to get a Link monster out there, your Electrum out there. That's very useful and helps you to start setting up your plays the way you want to. Also, too, if you got one of your monsters that's destroyed, to be able to special summon this from hand and special summon an extra monster from the field is very useful. We're also running Dark Worm, 3 Dark Worm and the 1 Gate Zero. Dark Worm is really a central piece in this deck. The fact is, if he's in the graveyard, special summon him, and then usually you're going to use your Chronograph to special summon out your Time Gazer, going to your Electrum. After that, you're going to end up having to get your normal summon with your Mirage Dragon and start going into your Guardragon plays. After you get that going, you're going to have all types of crazy nutty plays on board. We're also running 1 Destrudo, because Destrudo, he can target one of your monsters that's level 6 or lower, be able to special summon him to the field and be able to get that effect, because you want to get him below level 3 or level 4. That way you can use him for your Guard Dragons. Also, too, we're running the 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, because be able to special summon him from the deck with the Guard Dragons opens up a lot of plays that can really extend your board and help set up some crazy nutty boards. And that is it for our monsters. For our spell cards, we're running 2 Allure Darkness just to be able to search through the deck, get to a combo pieces that we need is very useful. I'm running the 1 Dragon Shrine and the 1 Foolish Burial. Like I said, to be able to set the graveyard up with the dragons that you need is very useful. Sending that extra Arc Pendulum to the graveyard can be very beneficial because you're going to try to bring it back with your Red Eyes Darkness Metal whenever you get your Guardragons on board. So having him in the graveyard is not going to really hurt you, and it's going to really start plussing your game state. We're running the 1 Terraforming, and for the Terraforming, we got 3 Sky Iris. Sky Iris is one of the best field spells out there in the game, in my opinion. The fact is that you can protect your pen scales. To be able to pop and search one of your Odd Eyes cards is very useful and very, very beneficial for your game states. We're also running, for our rotor for the deck, we're running 3 Spiral Flame Strike to be able to get our level 7 Odd Eyes cards to the hand as fast as possible. Also too, if you already got all the Odd Eyes that you need, you can also use this to clear off problematic cards on your opponent's side of the field and be able to clear a game pathway for your game state for you to get that good OTK push. We're also running the 1 Summoner's Art. We're running the 1 Summoner's Art to be able to make sure we get our Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum into our hand as fast as possible. We want to be able to get that in the game on the board as fast as possible to be able to set up the gameplays the way we want to. We're also running 2 Duelist Alliance. Duelist Alliance is, one of these is you want to search out your pendulum monsters, and the other you're going to want to try to search out either spell or traps, and that's very useful. You can only activate 1 per turn, so you got to make sure you play your choices right. And lastly, for our spell cards, we're running the 1 Pendulum Paradox. Pendulum Paradox is, once you load your extra deck up with your dragons, you want to either be able to get them into your hand and special summon to the field for a big push, or to be able to keep setting up your combo plays, do what you need to do. But it's very useful for extending your plays. And that is it for our main deck. For the extra deck, we're running 2 Odd Eyes Vortex. Odd Eyes Vortex is, very, very crucial for this deck. You want to be able to set him up on the board, get him so that he can start negating stuff, and be able to either push come to shove to be able to push back one of your opponent's monsters when he's special summoned. Very useful. We're running the 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. This guy, he's one of my favorite synchros of all time. I love Jack Atlas, and the fact is the Guardragon can special summon this guy with ease. I mean, the greatest of ease. It's very useful to be able to have your Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss and to have a Vortex on board. You're not completely safe, but you know that you can sit there and your opponent's going to have to sit there and they're going to have to play their plays right, because you're going to have 2 negates on board. They're very useful and very chainable and very, very problematic. Speaking of that, we got the 1 Crystalline Synchro Dragon. Crystalline is also hating on those monster effects. Also too, if he's going to battle a level 5 or higher monster, if they try to attack into this, they're going to have a bad day. We're also running the 1 Odd Eyes Meteor Burst. Odd Eyes Meteor Burst to be able to hate on battle effects in the battle phase. Also too, whenever he's special summoned, to be able to grab one of your pendulum monsters out of your pen scale and special summon it, and that can help you go into other plays as well. Very useful. We're running the 1 number 38 Hope Harbinger Dragon. This guy is good for locking out your opponent's spell cards. You're going to make them have to think which one they're going to do. Also too, whenever you do get that negate, if they don't have an answer to it and they do try to attack one of your monsters, the spell that you do suck up, you can use that against your opponent because they're going to have to attack this card first. That's very useful. It's a good wall. We're running 2 Odd Eyes Absolute Dragons. This guy is very good for bringing out your Odd Eyes cards when he's sent to the graveyard. Also too, the fact that you can negate an attack and also special summon back an Odd Eyes card is very useful, and that's very helpful for getting those Odd Eyes out of the graveyard. We're still running the 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. This guy I feel is very, very good. The fact is you can get him special summon. Like I said, if you get a board set up, something like him on board, Absolute, and Vortex, if your opponent does not have a kaiju or they do not have some way to get around this board like a spear mode or something, they're going to be in very bad situation due to the fact is you're going to be burning for 500 damage each time. He's not going to be destroyed by card effects. You got Archfiend Abyss that's going to be able to negate 1 face-up card, And then you got Vortex, it's going to just negate a card in general. So that's very useful, and it's hard to get over with a plate like that. We're running the 1 Heavy Metal Foes Electrum. This guy helps you to set up your pendulum plays. He's very much needed in the deck. You want to see him and get him on board. You have to bait out any ogres, ashes, things of that nature before you get this on board. So you got to make your play straight and right. We're also running the Guardragons. We're running the 1 LP, the 1 Pixie, and the 1 Argipane. These guys are very, very crazy in their effects and what they do. You got the LP that's going to be able to special summon a dragon from the deck or hand. So usually you're going to try to special summon your Red Eyes Darkness dragon from the deck and then start going with your dragon plays from there. You got your Pixie that's going to be able to revive a dragon either from the graveyard or the banish pile, and that can be very useful if you have to allure and banish out a dragon. Go ahead and do that. Know you can go into this and get that dragon right back. You got the 1 Argipane, and this is going to be the one that's going to be allow you to special summon a lot of your crazy dragons from the extra deck. For instance, you're able to special summon your Abyss, your Vortex, your Flare Metal, your Absolute, your Galaxy, your Meteor Burst, and your Crystal Wing. So that's a lot that you'll be able to special summon off him, and that can be very useful for your game state and the plays that you want to make. Like I said, you want to be able to set up a board that your opponent can't really play the game, and that can help you do that. That's something I like a lot. We're also running the triple Meteor Burst. This guy, I like him a lot. The fact that he can, hate on the battle phase, in the essence that he can do trample damage and also stop any crazy effects. Very, very useful. Also, too, you can not the turn that he's summoned, but you can send him to the graveyard, special summon one of your Link 2s, and then end up special summoning a dragon also. That's very useful too, but not an effect you really want to go into, but it can be done. And lastly, for the extra deck, we're running 1 Saryuja Skull Dread, because this guy really opens up a lot of crazy plays. Very good card, very, very useful. Honorable mention I would say for the deck is to use the new Borlo Savage Dragon. He's very good, but it's not a card you really want to go into because you want to synchro into it to get the effect to negate. But that is it for the deck profile, guys. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know any improvements you have for the deck. Let us know what you think of the deck, and tell us what you think it can do. This is Emmanuel from Team DBZ Biscuit. We're out.